Hey, what's up? My name is Wynter Turner. We're here at NBA Summer League in Las Vegas. I'm here with Sports Business Classroom students, and this is Next Up. Here we have Kelsley, Marlena, and Corban. They were just going to give a little bit of an insight as to what goes on in SBC. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First of all, where are you from? What made you pick your major that you chose? And how are you feeling right now? So, yes.
Oh, my name is Kelsley Wilkinson from Miami, Florida. I had dreams and aspirations of becoming a sports broadcaster, so I'm in the media major here, and I feel great. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be joined with you and everybody else here on this panel, and yeah.
Awesome. We definitely look forward to this. This whole situation is going to be super amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yes, Marlena.
Yeah, my name is Marlena Rodriguez. I'm also in the media and broadcasting major. Super psyched to be here. I'm from Cali, repping Cali,
Hey.
LA, West Coast area,
Okay.
/ Chino Hills fam. So, Mello, Jello, and all the ball family, I got you.
BBB.
Yeah, BBB.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, it's great to be here. Last year it couldn't happen due to COVID, but I'm so psyched just to be, sharing my passion with other people, and it's going to be exciting.
Yes.
Yep. So my name is Corban Ford. I'm a native New Yorker, but I live in Arizona, so got some East Coast, got some West Coast.
Okay.
Same thing last year doing the virtual experience. Really excited to be on this side. Trying to take some of what I want to learn from the basketball side of it in terms of how to scout, how to look at players outside of just the fan perspective.
Yes.
So I'm doing the scouting and video analytics major, and trying to fold that. Ultimately, I just want to be really dope in terms of content producing, podcasting specifically, and just seeing how I can take what I can do here and grow that out.
Okay. Awesome. I like that, Corbin. So my question for you guys is, what's one thing you want to accomplish in this week or next week while you're here at SBC?
So one thing that I've noticed is the business that we are in is a relationship business, right? So talking about networking, reaching out, introducing yourself to certain people, making yourself stand out. That's really some of the goals for this weekend, and it's obtainable. I mean, this program has enabled us to meet a lot of people,
Yes.
come in contact with a lot of people, and actually absorb a lot of information from a lot of people.
Yes, that's spot on. It's definitely key.
Yeah, I agree too. One mission that I have when I came or once I got here is first off sharing my passion with other people and just feeding off of each other. For Kelsley, Corban, these guys are awesome, and even other students that you guys will probably meet later on. And also just to get out of your comfort zone, turn your uncomfortable into comfortable, right? In this industry too, like you said, it's a relationship business, and you need to put yourself out there. If you see someone walking in the concourse, you better have, the guts to go and introduce yourself. And you never know what that convo can lead to.
Absolutely.
I feel like I, at the end, take everybody else and just say I agree with all that. I do. I think that, it's having I'm a people person, so the energy, the passion of everybody in the same kind of business or same pursuits as I am, being able to kind of take that, run with it. For me, a little bit also, it's cliche, I understand, but having fun too. I mean, what we're doing right now, if you're a basketball fan, this is where you want to be. This is what you want to do, rubbing elbows with people who in the league, around it, talking stuff with people who actually will sit with you and talk out trade scenarios and whatnot. I'm having a blast. That was my goal, to take what I can learn from everybody here. Everybody got something to give. And then also just have the most fun I can while I'm here doing it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah, sure.
I was going to say, I think it's just from the first day, right, when we're all just meeting each other for the first time, to be able to have an intellectual conversation about basketball is something that you do not get often. And I feel like, I was able to have that, and it was so enjoyable because, again, that's not something that you can do with your friends because not everybody's knowledgeable about the game of basketball,
gosh.
right?
Yeah. You don't get that on Twitter?
Yeah.
I'm talking about conversation face to face.
Yeah. Don't bring up the friends and family. Trust. When when it's draft mode or when things are on, I'm phone away, people away. I'm I do not want to be disturbed. This is my time, my moment. I'm if you guys were on my level, then you could understand.
Understood.
I need to be with the people like you guys. So.
Understood. So Corban, you kind of touched on it a bit. In Sports Business Classroom, we get to meet so many people. We get the inside scoop. Last year, my year, we had Mark Cuban come through. It was just amazing. So with that being said, what are some of the biggest takeaways you guys have, maybe experienced or had with some of the guests that we've already, it's only been 4 days?
4 days, yeah.
Yeah, and we've already kind of have a whirlwind of people,
Right.
Yeah.
of GMs, you guys can name them, like,
List goes down, yeah.
yeah, the list goes down.
Executives,
August
yeah.
Thompson, Nate
Scouts.
Duncan,
Scouts,
yeah, all
Nate
sorts.
Duncan.
Yeah.
So, what so far, like, who has, maybe impacted you the most, or maybe like gave you that like little tidbit of information? You're like, wow, like that was pretty powerful.
I appreciate it. Okay, so
Corbin, yes, you go first.
I'm gonna take an edge on this one now. I think for me, it's like seeing them as just people. Like it's so easy, on social media, put them up, whether you are trying to do it intentionally or not, on some sort of pedestal in like this industry, while also realizing that we all the same up to a certain extent in terms of we all started the same area or at least in various degrees of that, and just through hard work, dedication, perseverance, got to where they are. And so to learn from Marcus Thompson, learn from Nate Duncan about basically just coming out with that, as Marcus said, like that gangster mentality of like, you just got to do it. That inspired me more because like I'm already putting out stuff, but like my mindset's kind of wavered. So no, just 100% be you, get it done and get after it, and just keep working, keep grinding, and see where that takes you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and going off of what he said, what I learned from many, and we could go down the line, there's been so many names,
Seriously.
Larry's, like, if you join SBC, you'll see that he just pulls people, like, in 5 minutes, you're, like, someone's in there, GM, or, but you're not supposed to have all the answers. You're not supposed to know what you want to do. This is where you learn, this is where you get exposed, and just, like, from seeing of, like, these high executives that, have really big positions, they talk about internships, they talk about the little things. And even, like, even Larry was telling us, some of these, brilliant people didn't go to college. Everyone, just like how players go through the draft, like, and get to the NBA, just like, it's like same with us. Like, everyone, there's no traditional way to make it, right? So I think that's one thing to take away, yeah.
Nice. Kelsley?
I think one of my biggest takeaway is, a lot of people see the success, right? A lot of people see the end product, but not a lot of people see the process towards it, right? There's beauty in the process, and that's something that we've gotten a chance to, at least me personally, listen to some of the play-by-plays and some of the media personnel that I've gotten a chance to talk to see how they prepare, where they came from, how they got to the opportunities, what did they do in the interview process. Like all these little things I'm taking in, I'm taking notes, and I'm absorbing as much information as possible because, knowledge is power, but that is really, really something that I've taken away from SBC.
Absolutely, absolutely. So switching gears just a little bit, I know on my year we had Wes Wilcox, and I remember him, speaking to us, and one thing that stood out to me was he brought up, what is your why? And I sat there for a little bit, and I know this is kind of something that, it's been around, everybody kind of asks, but I sat there for a little bit and I really started to think. So I want to know, what is your why? What drives you? What pushes you? What motivates you to be here? Like, for example, we're all tired. Let's keep it real. We're all extremely tired. We've been taken through a whirlwind of just amazingness.
Facts, yeah.
So what keeps you going in times like this?
I could go first. Honestly, my why, it's kind of simple, but you have to, in this industry, you have to have the passion. You have to love the game. I'm an only child, I'll just say it, and my parents threw me in so many sports, right? And so basketball just stuck. I was like, this is a sport for me, whether it was the teamwork and just the life skills you learn from it too, right? But yeah, it's just the little things. Like, it's not about, people talk about the money and all these big contracts, but without that, if you don't have that, and coming up, you don't start like that. I'm sorry to break it to you, but you don't start making the big bucks in the sports industry. Yeah, but the love and the passion, it's just, that's it. That's the key to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for me, it's family. I think I got, like you said, the passion. That's already there for me. Just loving basketball, feeling hype, just hearing a ball or whatever the case may be. But I have family from the jump, from my pops who put the ball in my hand, to my mom giving me my first basketball camps, to even months leading up to this where I was getting encouragement from my aunties and families I honestly hadn't even talked to in a while that were like supporting me, uplifting me, helping me to stay positive, come with the right mindset. Phone calls, even before we get to the airport, I'm not good with flights. Like, I am horrible with that. And so, like, getting people telling me, you got this, stay focused, stay calm, be determined, that's driving me because I'm representing myself, of course, but also the people before me, the people who raised me, the people who came up with me. So that's where I'm at.
I like that, Corban.
Yeah, I was so passionate about the game of basketball. I had to think about, I was fortunate enough to play, and what am I going to do after I'm finished playing, right? Yeah. How can I find myself in a predicament to where I'm still sticking with the game of basketball, even when my ball stops bouncing? And when I realized that, commentating, being a sports play-by-play or a color analyst, that is a possibility, and learning how to get to that goal. to stay around the game and get paid for it too. I mean, I honestly would actually do that for free, and I've done it for free, right? My internships that I already done before, I've done it with no hesitation. Any opportunity that I've been able to get, no hesitation, because I have the passion. I love talking, first off, but to talk to talk about basketball is really really the icing on the cake. But yeah, that's pretty much my why.
Cool. All right, so we're getting kind of towards the end here, but I do want to ask, do you have, just based off of the days that we've been here, do you feel like you have a clearer view of your future? You guys are taken through, the broadcasting side, the salary cap side. You get to experience everything. So do you feel like, so far, that you have a clearer view of your future?
I think I have a clearer view. I think I see, it was kind of like you see the road ahead, but you had it's a horrible analogy. I'm just going to go with it. Like you get trees in there and some bushes. You got some stuff over your face. Now a little more has been open in terms of saying, okay, you know what? Maybe where I saw was a little bit farther, but okay, with focus, with a little bit of guidance, okay, maybe not take that left turn. Maybe just keeps going straight. I see more of what I'm looking for, kind of refining my process, refining my ultimate end goal, and maybe even changing that a little bit. I see it subtly changing over the course of this week, just because there's so much information, so many different avenues of where to go. So that's where I'm at right now. It's definitely a lot clearer.
You get to kind of see what you like, what you don't like.
Exactly.
And that's okay. It's okay to say, I absolutely hated that.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, it's you have to find your lane. So,
Definitely.
yeah.
Yeah, and I'll add on to you, seeing being part of SBC too, you see the behind the scenes, right? We're in here, no fans, the concourse is empty, so we see what's going on. We see what the reporters, the media broadcasting are doing, right? You see what is happening and what you would like to do. And for me, I was literally just thrown into analyzing, right? I've never done it before. I've interviewed, but calling the games, I just, my instructor, Bo, he was just like, okay, here we go. You're going to do great.
Nice.
This is where you learn. Failures become lessons.
The goat-mentator.
Yeah, the goat-mentator. So,
NBA top 10.
Yeah, I ended up being really, I was actually impressed with myself. I gave myself a pat on the back. I was like, you go, girl. I'm like, you called the games. You were natural. And, just going, from vibing with whoever, you're kind of pairing up with is a great feeling. And I definitely see that in my future. And yeah.
Okay, Marlena.
So, got to hype myself, pat yourself on the back once in a while,
Yeah, I definitely knew within the first 10 minutes that salary caps, contracts is something I did not want to get involved in, literally. But no, from the moment I called my first game, it validated that this is what I wanted to do. I think it's really important to be put in an environment to where everybody's extremely supportive, right? Nobody's perfect, and we're put in this situation to where we understand that we are students and it's okay to mess up, right? And that's encouraging, and that's something that going forward I'm gonna take this and know that even when I'm at my lowest of lows, I can come back to this moment and say, you know what? I know that I can be great. I've heard from the Bo Estises of the world that, hey, you may have something in this business. You know what I'm saying? Those encouraging words is definitely gonna last a lifetime for me.
Oh yeah, for sure, absolutely. So our very last question here, and I just want to thank you guys because you guys have done amazing.
We're
just
with
made
the GOAT Wynter,
I do appreciate that. But so the last question is, like I said, I know we're only 4 days in, but so far, what's your piece of advice, that you have for future students?
I'd say get after it. 100%. Any doubts, cast it aside. Only take positive energy. Come in knowing, okay, you're going to learn, be surrounded by great people, have just the best in the business kind of telling you what to do, giving you advice. Take that all in, soak it in. It's an immersive experience, but immerse yourself in that experience. You can be there and not be be of it, but not be in it.
Yes.
Make sure that you're in it.
Yes.
And just reap the results from there. It's going to come. I mean, you're putting yourself in the environment to make the most of your abilities. You're getting help in refining that. I think the results speak for themselves. But I think the one thing I would say, again, any doubt, just put it aside, y'all. This is an amazing experience. I definitely recommend.
Yeah, and speaking on SBC Sports Business Classroom, it's I tell myself and I tell other students and buddies of mine, I'm like, I wish I would have found this 5 years ago.
Seriously.
Man,
I'm like, what? Where was? I was like,
you telling?
I was like, where was the, I'm like, where was the ads? Where were everything? So, but yeah, but I say timing is everything,
Yes.
just,
Very so.
Yeah,
Yes.
so, but like I said, if I would have known about this, I hope whoever's watching, I hope you're taking, a lot of what we're saying, and I'm really excited because if you do this program, you're going to get so much out of it, the cost of it doesn't even match the experience.
No, not at all.
No,
Not at all.
and just when you get here, if you're like, if you're not as confident, like, again, you don't have to have all the answers. This is somewhere that's going to be safe, and you're going to have people to rely on, and instructors to talk to, and just, like vibe with.
Absolutely.
And so this is definitely a place that you want to get out of your bubble, and like I said, turn your uncomfortable into comfortable, and just see what you love.
Yeah,
That's it.
I like that. Thank you, Marlena.
There's a saying that my mom says all the time, experience teaches wisdom, right? So with that being said, don't be afraid to fall, because in those experiences, it teaches you what not to do and how to become better. And I think that's something that you should really take advantage of, because, again, nobody's perfect. Nobody in this world is perfect, but you can definitely learn. Right, and the more you learn, the better you can become, and if you can do that, then you can really optimize your potential.
Awesome. Man, well, I had so much fun with you guys.
This is great.
You guys made it so comfortable.
You're awesome.
But this is Next Up, and again, we're at NBA Summer League with Sports Business Classroom. We got Kelsley here, Marlena, and Corban. Thank you.